What's up, everybody? Rob Cash on the set. Everything said in my videos are not financial advice. Everything said are strictly my opinions or my philosophy on crypto or just finances in general. Any moves made by yourself after watching my videos are solely your own and your actions only. Okay, so do understand you're responsible for your own financial movements and your financial wealth and health and being. Now, with that said, I'd like to send a shout out to CKJ Crypto News. Yo, I loved the interview, the Q&A yesterday. Loved it. Everyone, go check that video out. I love the experience with it, and I appreciate you reaching out to me, brother. I really appreciate it. Yes, I do. Now, all my brothers and sisters out there, how you doing today? I hope you're all doing well. What sparked me to make this video, I was in a chat earlier on Facebook, and people were talking about, the centralized way of getting our money into the crypto space and the centralized way of receiving our profits when we leave the crypto space. So in other words, you have to go through a centralized bank in order to put your money on a decentralized exchange. And when you want to take your profits, you have to leave a decentralized exchange and put your money or get your profits from a centralized traditional banking system. Well, do understand that these entities aren't going anywhere. Governments and banks aren't going anywhere. These guys are deep rooted. They have been around for over 2,000 years, and that's just the way it is. And another thing before I go further, you should get a book by G. Edward Griffin. It's called The Creature from Jekyll Island. Great book. It helps you understand banks, how they work, how the system was put into place, and how that system robbed you. Okay? Now, just to let you know that robbing people of their energy has been around for over 2,000 years. And the banking system has just found a way to monetize extracting energy from you, plain and simple. These guys are deep-rooted, they're into place, and they're backed by entities that are just well beyond your understanding. So do not listen to these trolls, morons, and idiots that really think that these people are going anywhere. What we have to do is be more intelligent on how to move around these people. The same way your lawyer used the law to manipulate it to move around to get you out of a situation. Okay? They don't beat the law. They just learn a way to work around it, plain and simple, just like legality. There's a difference between law and legality. Legality, legalese, they have a secret language, subsection, and codes, okay? It's a language that you don't understand. That's why you need a lawyer. They understand it. You don't understand it. It's a secret language between them, the judge, and the people that have used this system to defeat you, to extract energy from you. That's what it's all about, extracting energy from you. And they learn how to monetize that energy that they take from us. That's what I wanted you guys to understand. That's an understanding that I have. It's a fact that they do this, and I want you to understand that. And what I want you to understand is that these peoples aren't going anywhere. So don't let these people cloud your judgment with that type of thinking. They're not going anywhere. Nothing is going to be created to get these people out of our lives. Get that out your head. Okay? We're all slaves, period. Digitally and legally. You're not going to beat it. What we have to do is beat them with wealth and keeping our wealth ours. That's the only way you're going to beat the system. You have to keep your wealth yours. You can't let them extract your wealth away from you. That's how you stay enslaved. Okay? Now, for those people that are worried about this system and thinking something's going to be created to get away from them, no, it's not going to happen. What you have to do is you have to set up your plan for life after moon, life after 589. That's what you have to get ready for. You're not going to beat these people. What we're doing, we're all beating ourselves by giving our wealth back to the corporations, back to them. Black people, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Latinos, you know what I'm talking about. Po whites, you know what I'm talking about. People like us, once we get wealth, what we do, we hand it right back to the corporations. Cadillacs, jewelry, dumb shit. What we have to do is set up ourselves with life after moon. What we're going to do with life after moon. Banks, governments are not going anywhere. That's how I got into XRP. I had an epiphany when I saw that interview with Brad Garlinghouse. When they created their product to work with banks to make them more efficient. They solved a problem. They're solving a problem. Because trust me, banks and governments weren't ready to work with digital assets. They weren't ready to get into that. But once they seen the focus that the Ripple Corporation had on creating a product to make them more efficient, to make corporations more efficient with the transfer of money. Not only that, people around the world, yes, because trust me, volume matters when it comes to making money. They solve the problem for the large entities and for the everyday working Joe that needs to send money back home to his people. Okay? Volume was the key. Big business and volume. They cornered both markets. Okay? That's why they're going to be successful. That's why they are successful. That's why the clients and the partnerships are prestigious. And that's why I elected to put my fiat into XRP for my future. They're going to be a premier asset. There's no getting around that. Now, I'm not going to make this a cheerleading session, but getting into the digital space itself is definitely a win for you and your families. Now, for those people thinking that these people are going anywhere, they're not. So get that shit out of your mind. What we have to do is be more clever on how we move around them and how we keep our wealth ours. That's the only thing that's going to save you, is keeping your wealth yours, plain and simply. Okay, you have to preserve your wealth. Keep it. We have to be smart with what we're going to do once we do receive our profits. We have to see what the next move is going to be. Because now that we've created the wealth, how we're going to keep it. That should be your next stage of thinking. Stop worrying about all this crap about my coin is better than yours, your coin is better than mine, because we're all survivors from these vampires. We have to be survivors from the vampires. These people are vampires. They're trying to suck all the energy out of you, period. And once they're done with you, they're going to throw your empty husk away and move on to the next victim. So we have to be in the mindset of how we're not going to be a victim to that system anymore. It's not going anywhere. So how are you going to survive in those shark-infested waters? That's what you have to plan on. Get your shark repellent ready. Because once we accumulate all this wealth from the crypto system, they're going to find the way to extract that wealth right back from us. So that's where we have to be clever, because they're not going anywhere. The beast is not going anywhere. So for all you morons in my comments and in other great YouTubers' comments, answer that question. What is going to be your life after Moon? You come up with a solution on beating the system then, since you're so intelligent and smarter than everyone else. How are you going to beat the system? You can't. You barely can live off the grid anymore. You can't even collect rainwater without it being a crime. So what are you going to do? Only way you can beat that is if you totally live off the land. And most of us are not going to do that because we're not built for it. Let's keep it all the way real. Okay? Only a few people can really live that way and are prepared that way. They don't use Bitcoin or the dollar. Okay? Now, those type of people, I salute. For those people that are planning on using crypto assets and thinking you're going to get around banks and use your assets, it's not going to happen. Cut the shit. It's not going to happen. What we have to do is be more clever on how we keep our wealth, how we move our wealth around, and how we're going to work with these people. Because we're going to have to work with them. Okay? Until more solutions come along like YRX and things of that nature, where we can actually take our profits and our assets and we can use them to purchase things that we need without dealing with a bank. So until those solutions come full force and are deep rooted and become everyday infrastructure, then we might have a fighting chance without using those people. But on a large scale, though, banks aren't going anywhere. So just cut it out. They're not. So we just have to be clever until that happens. And we just have to pass on the education to our children, to our friends, to our family, so they can learn how to operate cleverly too. And again, get this book, G. Edward Griffin. I bought this book almost 10 years ago. Great book. I actually had to buy another edition of it because it had new information and stuff in it. Great guy you want to check out so you can understand how the monetary system works, especially in the US. Because other countries around the world created their template after us because it's a world banking system. And the people that rob us run the world. So don't think it's just a US thing. This is a worldwide thing. And family, we have to work with each other. We have to educate each other. Each one teach one. We have to do better to get better. Okay? So do understand, what is your plan life after moon with any crypto asset you have? Okay? What is your life after moon? Because banks aren't going anywhere. Government's definitely not going anywhere. So what is your strategy? Mine is to keep accumulating wealth, putting my money back into crypto assets, buying land, buying property, because there's a difference between land and property, okay? Buying land, because land is more valuable than property. Because even buying homes, you're still just renting, because you still have to pay government, okay? So I plan on acquiring land, more precious metal, and more digital assets, and maybe some other things that I can get into. Because I want to keep my wealth mine. I'm not going to give my wealth back to the corporations. I'm not doing that. I'm not going buying Lambos. If you want to do that, you do that. I'm not going to give Cadillac my money, Negroes. I'm not doing that. You know, of course, treat yourself. You have to. I'm going to treat myself, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about the blatant mistakes. $300,000 car, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not buying nothing that's going to depreciate soon as I buy it. I'm not doing that. They're either going to have intrinsic value, something I can pass on, or I'm not getting it. If it's not going to make me money, it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Plain and simple. Whatever's an asset, that's what I'm going to hold on to. So people, I'm going to end this by saying XRP, baby.